Hi. Okay, we're going to start. Thanks so much for coming. My name's Annelisa, Stephan. I'm from the Getty in Los Angeles. I'm here with Greg, my partner in crime, also from the Getty. So we're going to actually talk just for a couple minutes, and then we're going to get you guys talking to each other. Our goal today is to come away with one thing that you're going to do when you get back to make real some of the cool stuff we've been talking about at MCN so far. So Greg and I have been talking a lot about what kind of workplace we want to see. We're sort of in the middle of the hierarchy, middle, lower. We're nobodies. We're nobodies at our organization, and we love it. So we've been talking a lot about things that we as individuals can do, that any of us can do to make the workplace someplace we want to be, and a place that's joyful. Do you want to add to that? So we've been actually talking a little bit about what we want. So I think it's easy to clarify what we don't want. So we talk about things like hierarchy, lack of transparency. It's like, what do we actually want? What can we clarify for ourselves in our minds and hearts that we want? So here are 4 things that I would love to have in my workplace: generosity, integrity, kindness, and play. And so stating up front what I want helps me visualize what I could actually do to make that happen.
And these are mine. Annelisa made me search inside myself to talk about feelings and wants and needs, and it's hard to do. But it is interesting because you do to kind of because to stop and think about that for a moment. Like, what is it really that I'm interested in, that I want to get for myself? Is a good, healthy practice for yourself, good self-care, but I think it's also going to be reflective of what other people around you want too. I'm sure that some of these words, so mine are creativity, community, equity, joy, and I'm sure some of these words, some of Annelisa's words probably ring true for many of you as well. So I think it's a nice way to start things off and pause there. So coming from that, once we know what we want, if we can think about what we want, how do we create a space for that? How might we join forces with others who want those same things? So this idea of how might we is a technique that comes out of design thinking, I think originally probably, and is a way of sort of thinking through some things and brainstorming, and we're going to use this technique today. Did you want to say do we talk about what it is? So how might we? The idea is, if you can frame a question for yourself as a how might we statement. Are the next things the little clips?
Yeah, and I passed out one per row, some little tips for how might we. So how might we is a way to frame the problem in a way that makes it easy to generate positive steps and solutions. So there's some techniques on there. So for example, one of the techniques that I find helpful is on that list. It's the last one, I think. So the idea is sort of, if you know what you don't want, how can you flip that 180 and then picture something that's the opposite of that and make that real? So that's just a little mind trick to help you generate ideas.
So this is kind of this. So we'll work through this as we go together, together. So, and some examples. So 2 things. We're gonna, in this session, we're going to in a little bit split into some smaller groups and do some discussion and brainstorming and work together. Our goal too, when we talk about the one thing, is we want to make it tangible. We have some cards here that mirror the cards that you're going to see here in our examples. We want you all the goal here is to create this card for yourself, to take it back to your institution. We found in our work at the Getty that having something tangible, having it in front of you like that is actually very powerful, and hopefully will be for you here. I know that for me at MCN specifically, I have a lot of great conversations, a lot of great ideas. I'm really energized. By the time I get back to my institution, a lot of this stuff starts slipping away a little bit. I'm in my daily grind. There was so much going on here that it's hard to keep track of it. So this is what we want to do here, is make this one tangible thing. So a couple of examples of how these might work for you today, based on projects that Annelisa and I did at the Getty, or have done at the Getty. So I'll do a couple real quick. So this one was that the statement is, how might we support non-digital staff looking to learn digital skills? This is something that came out of actually talking to staff around the trust and seeing what we might do to help. And so we came up with something we called 10-minute tech, which were peer-to-peer lunchtime classes that people could drop in drop in at any time, learn a quick skill that they could learn and use in under 10 minutes. Another one we did is, so the how might we statement for this one is how might we make work feel like MCN? So you want to leave here, why can't work be like this? Like all your best friends having all the most amazing conversations, like 365 days a year. So what we came up with was what we called the Getty Digital Share, which was an on-site retreat for staff to share lightning talk, and we did lightning talks, we did tours and demos, and we did discussions, group discussions, and then of course drinks at the end. And we invited every digital person, anyone who we said, if you are involved in digital projects at the Getty, please come. And 100 people showed up. And the Getty is sort of dispersed. There's no central place. So it was this one moment for all of us to come together and share.
So we came up with this great idea called Slack, and we even designed a logo for it. So Slack has been really transformative for us at the Getty. It's helped kill email, which was like a major culprit of my workplace depression, I think.
Or helping to
slowly hammering away at it. Do any of you guys use Slack or something like it? Oh, a lot of hands. That's awesome. Have you found it equally transformative for where you are? Yeah, amazing. So it seems like it's just you open it up for the first time and it just seems like a chat client, but it's really done a lot for us. The how might we statement for this is how might we like our coworkers. So when you're interacting with custom emojis and GIFs, it's a very different work day than when you're CC'd on mass emails. We wanted to also create a safe space for collaboration around social media. So the how might we statement here was how do we do that? We had a a monthly meeting called the Social Media Roundtable that no one ever really wanted to come to. So we completely changed it. Now it's bi-weekly. So you would think, well, why just do it less? We actually decided to step it up, do it more. We gave it a name. It's called Post Office. Post is an acronym. We gave it an emoji, the horn. It's a bi-weekly get-together for social media folks to brainstorm user-centered projects. So instead of talking about what we're doing, we come up with a person or a persona, and we work backward from that. And it's completely changed sort of the tone of that meeting and made the whole social media team really feel more cohesive. Another how might we form a community of creators? So we had formerly known as Video Club, now rechristened Media Club. It's an IRL Slack hybrid team that anyone can join if they make media, by which primarily we mean audio and video and GIFs, of course, to make and share awesome media stuff with friends. And the only rule here is no clueless haters. So you can be clueless or a hater, but you can't be both. And if you're not a clueless hater, you're in. So today we've come up with 3 how might we statements as starters for the group. We very much invite you to pick your own or write your own statement, whatever feels present for you today. We picked these from the conference theme. So the ones we're suggesting, but we'd love to hear from you, are around collaboration, inclusion, and experimentation. And again, I passed out some handouts about how might we's in each row. So without further ado, I think we'd love to start working in small groups. Greg?
Yes, so I think we've said most of everything. So we'd like you to break into small groups of about 6 people, 5 or 6 people if you can, just whoever natural. We're gonna kind of come around the room and help sort of facilitate everything. But to get started, come grab some candy, some Sharpies, some cards, and so start with a discussion around that idea of like one of these how might me's. So let's start with the top one maybe as a point. But please say, for me at my institution, collaboration is really important and I want to think about it this way. And you should all hopefully be able to chance to come to your own thing. And it can be very small. I mean, some of those things that we've done, like the digital share, the tech classes, those are more involved programs. But changing the post office, taking a meeting and rebranding it is a small thing that anybody should be able to do. So I want you to, so don't think that you need to do some major project. It's more important to do one small project that you can actually accomplish, I think. So without further ado, come on up and grab some stuff, and we'll rearrange chairs and stuff. We'll be doing this part of the sort of group discussion for the next 20 or 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, we would encourage you to disrupt these chairs from rows to circles, and we'll put them back at the end. And feel free to grab more than one card, and then you can also be thinking about it as you go.
Okay, everybody, we just have a few minutes left. And they're like deep in conversation. I love it. This is good. I hate to interrupt it, but it's going to end anyway. So I mean, let's be honest. Unless there's an honest thing in here, we could keep going for another couple hours. Yes, I know. I saved some of it from karaoke last night. But I do really quickly want to just share out a couple of the key things that each of your groups were talking about, things that are really sticking with you, just to share with the other group to be kind of cross-pollinating a little bit. Can we start here? What kind of were the central themes, or if you want to share a specific idea that you had, or if you finished one of your cards and want to share that, what do you all talk about?
So
Go ahead.
the environment was, the common thing was